Right, welcome back to Landslide News. This insight into political matters. A political organization called Nigeria Unite, right? The U.S. Senate, talking about the collapse of democracy in Nigeria, not just only in Nigeria, around the Sahel region of Africa. We've seen a lot of coups, and these things are just coming down. Nigeria, as a big country, can afford to go through what other are going through, like Niger and other countries. Is a danger to Africa, even to the world, in the democratic principle. Okafor.
Well, the contents of the letter itself, I think I would rather dwell more on that than where they sent the letter to. Because sending the letter to United States at this time to their Senate, I don't know why they should do that. United States Senate, they don't supervise Nigeria, so I don't understand.
Okay, so let me explain to you. Most of the time, the reason they sent it to where they sent it to is as a result of the fact that
I would rather want them to speak up.
What we have had in our country is that no matter how you speak right now, nobody listens to you until, of course, you saw the Trump tweet or Trump statement on Nigerian democracy and how they all got up. So that's why.
I was the one that even said it the other time that what Trump intention to come into Nigeria, if Nigeria doesn't kind of attend to the insecurities, it didn't just start today. They'll be taking records of that. That where we are today in our politics, muzzling everybody into the same party, shows an indication of external incursion in one way or the other, either in deciding who becomes our president through external influences to be in the near future. That we have to either get it right ourselves or external powers that are interested in what we are doing here will come and push us to do it. But inviting them or writing to them, I said I don't know the efficacy of that at this point, but I think speaking up and having press conference, speaking up and galvanizing Nigerian people and letting them know the dangers of everybody going into the same party, the dangers of Wike specifically, because they reported Wike specifically, the dangers of having all powers, in the hands of Wike to cause commotion in PDP through proxies and all that, using the court system and all that. They can speak up objectively, galvanizing Nigerian people, which shows that we are independent and capable of ruling ourselves. Truth remains that no matter what the external body are going to say, they are still going to take recourse to us doing it. They are not going to come here to vote. The highest they can do is sanction. Let me tell you, Nigeria is a country that sanction will do nothing to the leaders. Let me be clear.
If they have a purpose.
There's nothing sanction will do to a Nigerian.
If they have a purpose.
What sanction are you going to give? Is it visa ban? What essentially, what is a government officer even doing outside Nigeria?
So that's your own take, because we have also seen it work with Abacha. Sanctions couldn't do anything to Nigeria.
We didn't do anything
because we looked internally. But most of the things we do right now are not done internally. Philip, now these people are on a particular trajectory. The way they go, they don't listen to anybody. You want to do a protest, they won't listen. The state houses of assembly have collapsed under the executive. The federal has collapsed. The judiciary has collapsed. And you talk, the president tell you that you can talk, but I have what I want to do. If there is a problem in Nigeria, it's not going to distort only Nigeria. It's going to distort Africa. It's going to distort the whole world. So don't you think it's good for them to have written the American government?
Yes, if I think it is good, they wrote the American government. Yes, in as much I am not saying yes or no to it, but the good thing is that they did not only wrote to the American Senate, they also wrote to the UN, the EU, they wrote to the UK, and other,
foreign bodies,
that can, add their voice to what is happening in Nigeria. Like you rightly said, the body they wrote the letter to, it doesn't really matter. The content of the letter is what that catches my attention. Yes, that letter is well crafted and the purpose of the letter is well received. But again, must we rely on outsider to solve our problem for us? In as much as I agree with you that one single tweet from Trump about insecurity, on how to flush out insecurity, has waking up the sleeping dog from where they are, and they are not doing so, at least they are not backing, shows that yes, external influence is necessary for our leader to sit up. To that extent, I can't help but to agree with these people for writing to the bodies they wrote to. The reason being that today, as we are today, you cannot speak of any single opposition political party that is not having one problem or the other as a result of the actions of the sitting government. And that is why in that letter they specifically accuse Wike, because that is no longer hidden. Today, PDP convention is supposed to commence in Ibadan. We don't know whether the convention will go on or not, because why? There are several court order, counter order and otherwise. Most of them being orchestrated by Wike, to the extent that you were saying yesterday that you are poor by the likes of Bukola Saraki, who before now pretended to see that PDP survive. I can quote authoritatively approach Professor Jerry Gana to become the chairman of PDP so that they can reawaken the party. All of a sudden, he's saying that they should suspend the convention. The reason of the convention is for them to elect new leadership that can take the party from the wood. And who is the person that doesn't want the convention not to hold is Wike. So that letter is very important. And in that letter, they urge the bodies to do three things. One, to ban them from having visa to their country. And two, I think this is more important to me, to seize their property in their countries. Because where do they take the money to? Because we don't see the money they steal from our coffers. They invest it abroad. So if those bodies actually act on the letter, even if they can't do much, let them steal all our money, and they will not also have access to the money.
All right. Okafor, we came to a point where you were asking that what's the usefulness, or what's the importance, or what's the viability of these people reporting to international bodies or countries, while we can look internally. From the foregoing, from what we have had in time past, we've always looked outside, apart from Abacha's era, where we looked internally. These people that we have in government don't look internally.
Well, I'm not even talking about the people in government. I'm talking about the opposition and the Nigeria United, the pro-democracy group. During when Buhari was in opposition, they were going to Chatham House to speak. All of them always going to Chatham House, and I think all those things they are useless to us.
Yes.
They are not useful to us. You can speak. We have international conference center now. We have renovated with 39 billion naira. So you can accommodate anybody. There are many other places. We have many places where you can do such kind of presentation. So going to Chatham House is, to me, is a kind of being submitting to external power.
I agree with you, but when the opposition also,
let me tell you,
the opposition doesn't have a place.
Can you see what they identified in a broader terms?
Yes.
The statement, accused Nigerian leaders of weak governance, erosion of democratic institution,
yes,
and deliberate suppression of opposition. These three classes, I think visa ban will solve it for us. Seizing their property will solve it for us. See, let us stop being weak in the game of power. These three things, visa ban we do is not a solution. Seizing their property they even have in that country is not a solution. Not all of them have properties in Western countries. Some have in countries that we never even listen to, that are themselves not democratic. You think if I have property in China, money stolen in China will listen to you for visa ban when you have come to better the economy? The most democratic
is America and the United Kingdom,
and they are not the most successful as it's becoming to show today.
So Okafor, what do you think will work?
Good. I started from there. I said galvanize the people, have a voice. This letter you wrote, you can deliver this speech when you convey. We used to have 1 million march. We used to have 100,000 march.
This government has thwarted all that.
Nobody can thwart. Nobody gift it to you. That is why it's a fight for democracy. We fought for it. It's not gifted. It's not gifted. Nobody twat it. There's never a time they will not appear to stand like they want to twat it. you also want to appear like you do not want. Give an example of what happened. Wike wanted to twat his entrance into that plot of land. Did he twat it? Let me tell you. So no, the people have to be ready.
No, okay, but let me give you examples. I will allow you to continue. I'm sure you were here during NSAS 2020.
Yes.
Some people are still being held in prison today because of NSAS. Hold on, that's one. Then some people were killed. Nobody is owning up to it. Nobody has said anything about it till today. You were here during the last demonstration. I can't remember it now. The last demonstration that
end bad governance.
End bad governance. Nothing. In fact, not that nothing came out of it. They didn't allow them to succeed. How can we do these things?
Let me tell you. May God grant peace to the soul of the departed.
Amen.
And comfort to the living.
Amen.
You see, in any way, there's nobody that should die. You understand? There's nobody that should die, but eventually people are also dying. That is why it's a cause. You have to decide whether you are willing to fight for this cause or you are not willing to fight for this cause. Even in America, they protest. And people, in some cases, have died. Let me tell you, the America you see today was not America of 100 years ago. Let me tell you, everything is fought for. Do you know that things as little as overtime wage was fought for in labor? Go and check labor laws. It wasn't gifted. Paying higher for overtime hours were fought for. So with this mentality of another person who is to come and fight for us, they all of them have their problems. There's still protests going on in America. So I could send you video of the last protest that happened in America.
No, do you know
even Americans today feel that their democracy is being eroded.
Do you know at the gate of the White House?
So should they come and lie to
on a
us?
daily basis? There are protesters on a daily basis.
I will tell you. I was in DC for a while, so I will tell you. I go there often. You understand? I will tell you what goes on. So they fight for it. If America as it is today are still fighting, you want them to come here and fight and ban visa for you. We should stop all this nonsense. Let me tell you. People can finish writing all this later and come back and say, how can they do this? See, it's not about all this. Nobody's come and do it for you. You ready? You think what they are doing is not okay. You're going to speak up and stand up for it. If you're not going to do that, you are doing nothing. Anybody can write a letter.
All right, Philip, in rounding up, you think the people are docile?
Very well, yeah. Of course, I've said that over and over. I've said that it is the people that will rise up and fight for their right. They are failure to do so. They will continue to remain where they are. But in this case, I beg to stay with this Nigeria United that wrote this letter, because sometimes you fight from all corners. Writing to this body for me is also an indication that the people are fighting. They choose that route to fight with. It doesn't mean that the letter they have written to these bodies is the end of what they are going to do, but it's a signal that they are prepared to stand up for their right. So I will encourage them to take a further step. Now that you have written the letter, what next? Let's wait to hear from them. Because, when you say you fight for your right, there are several ways to fight for your right. You can go to court, you can protest, you can, whatever it is.
Protest is almost like a crime in Nigeria now. So writing to these bodies who can also wear the big stick on the government or the government official is also, I think, it's another way of fighting for their right. All right, another way of fighting for their rights.
Sorry, we saw European Union report on the last election.
Yes.
Did they wear any big stick on this government?
No. Okay, all right. Okafor is of the opinion that the fighting must come from within first. And Philip said that, it should come from both within and outside, whichever way it come. We don't say we want it to come, but we saw how 2015 came from the outside and changed the government. We'll be watching. We hope Nigerians will fight. We'll be right back.